So welcome back. So this is how far we've gotten with under half an hour's work, and so now I'm going to continue for a bit longer with improving this and adding a bit more shadowing and shading and getting it a bit more even. So now it's afternoon, and if you've noticed a change in the light, that is the reason. And it was really sunny in the morning, but now we've gotten some rain and it's cloudy but still quite bright. I'm getting some natural light from the window, which is on my right, and I'm adding some light as well the other side, but I know that the lighting situation is not what might be desired yet, but I will be working on it. I think it will have to do for now. I do not want this to be too perfect because it wouldn't fit with the overall style of my drawings. Well, you might have noticed, I'm sure you have, that I speak somewhat weirdly, and that is because English is definitely not my first language, and although I have to say that I must have spoken as many words in English as I have in my first language so far, and I've certainly read more in English than in my native language. So the reason for that is that I've spent 20 years working as an interpreter and translator, and my English is certainly better when I interpret or translate, because then I don't have to think about what I'm going to say. Somehow the lizard part of my brain, or system 1, according to Daniel Kahneman, I think, takes over, and I don't really think too much about how I'm going to translate something. It just comes out very easily without much effort. But of course, that is a result of many years of experience, as I said, 2 decades. However, it does seem that translating uses a different part of brain than thinking about something to say on your own and formulating it and saying it. And my relatively weird accent has to do with the fact that I actually need to avoid having an accent as a translator. I have to try to speak as clearly as I can and enunciate all my vowels super clear, so that English speakers can understand me better, regardless of the actual country they are coming from, and they are not all Americans. Actually, very few of them are. I work for multinational institutions, international. So that's what I can say about the language, and I hope you will not mind me speaking like this. It's very difficult, of course, for me to even recognize my voice when I listen to these recordings, but that is something that happens to everyone, I guess. Apparently we have different voices in different languages, and sometimes if you learn a language as an adult, you might end up speaking that language in a tone totally different than the tone in which you speak your basic or mother tongue. And you would probably speak in a deeper tone. But it's not a rule, I guess. So what I'm doing right now, I'm just adding a bit more detail into the hairstyle. And this cat headband that she's wearing, I'm just doing the basic sketching of that part in this 4B pencil, because I will do most of the work on the hair with a 6B or an 8B. I quite often do not have enough patience to spend all that time on hair, because it's not as fun for me to draw hair as it is to draw the face. Drawing faces is fun, and then for me drawing hair is the unfortunate necessity. Most people have hair. I wish they didn't. And especially the curly hair is quite demanding, and it requires a lot of time, but somehow does not really contribute to the drawing as much as one would hope, taking into account all the time spent on it. So I'll just, I guess, do the basic hair here, and I might not even record all the work on here. I might just do it later, because it's not like you have a lot to learn from me when it comes to drawing hair, but we'll see. So what I see here now, and I wonder if you'd agree, is that it's relatively okay, and the resemblance is more or less fine. But the problem I have with this particular model is that she looks like a cartoon character, and it's mostly because of this very large eyes. Just have to deal with it and hope that when I finish it's going to look a bit more realistic than it does now, but sometimes it's just the way it is. I mean, it's some people are just too pretty. Can't be helped. No, I'm just kidding, but that's simply how she looks, and this is not the first time I've had this issue while trying to draw a portrait of her. Okay. So let me just sketch in this neck and how the blouse is going to be. I do not plan to go into detail on her body because I wanted this to be a portrait, so I'm not going to detail the clothes that much. Just indicate how she's holding her head here, and then in the next phase we will take our 6B pencil and continue adding some contrast and improving the shading. See you in the next section.